Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're reviewing the Mitsubishi Outlander Sport. Before we get into this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Southtown Mitsubishi for giving me some time with this car. I'm going to include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a naturally aspirated 2-liter 4-cylinder that goes through a CVT automatic. Fuel economy is 23 around town and then 29 on the highway, with power outputs being 148 horsepower and then 145 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, you guys can see how it's kind of raised on either side, and of course the camera doesn't want to focus, but it looks pretty boxy. And I guess to go along with that boxy design, you guys can see with the shape of the headlights, and then you got more lights down below in this little cluster, including the turn signal indicator, for example. And then notice the grille is darker in coloration, but we do have some chrome accenting. And putting it all together, the Outlander Sport, well, it looks like a mini Outlander. Now around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 225, 55, 20 in the front and over in the rear. And you guys can see with the wheels completely blacked out. And then I love the fender flares, how those pop out quite a bit. And then you can see we've got the turn signal indicator here on the side, and then blacked out mirror cap as well. And then here is the full side view with the Outlander Sport. Now taking a look at the key fob, we have our lock and unlock function, and then the Mitsubishi logo there on the back. And popping into said back, you guys can see there's quite a bit of cargo space here. We also have a cargo cover built in from the factory. And again, this isn't a huge crossover, but yeah, still pretty practical. When you're all done, just grab this and plop. Now, really cool taillight design there, and you can see limited edition badge down below, and then we've got all the chrome badges here for everything, and then there's a little bit of like carbon fiber print on that. And putting it all together, let me guys think about the looks here with the Outlander Sport. Now taking a look at the door panel here, you guys can see the cloth trim down below for padding, and outside of that, more basic with the material use. And then here are the seats, again cloth, and look at the trim that goes down the center portion. And then legroom back here is pretty solid. We also have a little storage pocket here in the back as well, and then it actually comes with a cup holder armrest, which is neat. And then headroom, it's good. Now taking a look at the front door panel, you guys can see soft touch here at the top, and then the cloth trim down below, and you got this like strip that goes across. Just a quick look at the mirror. Got all of our window controls, got our door lock right there, and then you can see the mirror adjustment as well. And then taking a look at the front seat again, cloth trim, got some cool design there in the center, and I like the contrasted stitching, pops a little bit. And then you have this for the lane departure, and then your collision assistance. Now taking a look at the steering wheel, it is soft touch on the outside, and then you got some cool stitching there on the center. It matches the seat stitching, and I like this trim here at the bottom. Got our cruise control here on the one side. You've got your voice command, phone controls, volume controls on the other side, and then your regular stocks here on the back as well. Now taking a look at the gauge cluster itself, mostly analog. We do have that screen in the center, which basically just gives you basic vehicle information. They keep it simple. And then in reverse, we do have a backup camera with trajectory lines, and resolution on it's pretty good. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, response time seems to be pretty quick with the different apps on this. So I'd say it's pretty easy to use, and you can see the physical buttons there at the bottom. And by the way, the dash, some of it's soft touch, not all of it, but some of it. Also, while we're in this area, we do have a glove box, pretty decent size. And then we got our climate controls just down below. Got some USBs right there. Heated seat controls, which I don't know why that's on, it's warm outside. Stability control, and then your 12 volt. And then you got a little 4-wheel drive select right there. And then our shifter here for the CVT. And then I like the stitching here on the parking brake. Also got some cup holders right there. Good storage in the center console. Nice padding here as well. Now here's a window sticker for the Outlander Sport. Get all the standard equipment there on that side. All you need to know is the price. Total MSRP is $28,455, and let's see how it drives. Let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility over the hood, both of the mirrors, with the rest of the rear, and let us set off. And I do like the fact that it's got the selectable 4-wheel drive so that you can use it when you need it, right? If you're in snow or something like that. But when you don't need it, right, you don't use it and you save on gas. That's what I think is pretty cool. But let us actually set off here. I feel like me and the car wash folks always see each other because we all go to the same dealerships, so we know each other without knowing each other. But anyways, actually setting off. Pretty decent torque so far, seems like. Yeah, I wouldn't call it fast by any means, but I mean, it moves. Suspension's pretty comfortable too. Turn-in's good. Yeah, I like how it drives. It's comfy. Ooh, that was a Hellcat. That was a nice sound. But yeah, it's a comfortable little crossover. I think they've done a good job with the setup from what I can feel so far. Yeah, definitely not the quickest from an acceleration perspective, but again, it's pretty typical within this segment to not be like insanely quick. Drives well. You know what's crazy? I just drove a Tesla before this, and this has less road noise than a Tesla Model Y. Just let that sink in for a second. That's just crazy to me. The things that I discover while reviewing cars. Man. I think this might be more comfortable than a Tesla Model Y too. Jeez. Yeah, it's so quiet. And I do like, you know, some of the touch points, like the little shifter with the stitching and the steering wheel. It's got a nice feel to it. Yeah, I mean, this moves. It's just not yeah, not incredibly quick. Not incredibly quick. So to cap things off, I think this looks good on the outside. I like the kind of miniature Outlander aesthetic that they've gone for. Drives pretty well. It's not quick. That's the only thing that I'd see as kind of more of a downside. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about the Outlander Sport, but I think as an affordable all-wheel drive, four-wheel drive vehicle, I think it checks quite a few boxes. I think they've definitely done a good job with this little Outlander Sport. But let me know what you think.